One evening in 2011, I discovered the vast yet new world of mobile games, all through a game that, ironically, was being played on a PC, but it was originally released on mobile, so whatever. And that little game was called Angry Birds. It was a neat game, you launched the red balls and killed the pigs, it was great. But despite being a strategy game, it didn't look like a strategy game. Where's the troops, the weapons, the king? I didn't discover the fabled game till a certain winter where I saw this music video. And man, my life didn't change a single bit. What the f*** is this? What game am I seeing right now? And right there and then I discovered Plants vs Zombies. What an amazing name. PopCap Games was founded in the year 2000 with the name of Sexy Action Cool Games. Yes, I'm being serious. Their first game was Foxy Poker. Of course it was a poker game. The company quickly changed their name to PopCap Games because they want to lean to a more accessible audience, and because Sexy Action Cool Games sounds stupid, making Foxy Poker the only game with this name. And the change reflects on PopCap's second title, Bejeweled. The poker elements are long gone and long live the colored jewels. This was a simple puzzle game, but little did they know that this was the first step to creating its magnum opus, Peggle. Peggle is a 2007 puzzle game, and dude, it was everywhere at some point of time. It released for various platforms such as Windows, iPod, Windows Mobile, Java, Nintendo DS, Xbox 360, PS3, the f***ing Zeebo, and come on, we got 3 sequels for this game. God damn. Safe to say that PopCap Games were doing pretty well for themselves with the success of Peggle, but they wanted more. They needed more. Being only known for Peggle is more depressing than being known for nothing. But in all seriousness, PopCap had to create a unique new game that wasn't a simple puzzle game and stood up from every game of the genre at that moment. And so, development for Plants vs Zombies began. The original title for the game was Weedlings, and the original idea was to defend aliens invading our backyard instead of the classic zombies we all know and love. After reconsidering the idea, the aliens were scrapped and the zombies finally came into the picture, and the game was renamed to Plants vs Zombies. For a very brief time. PvZ was just a placeholder. They weren't actually considering using the name, right? Many names were considered, such as Residential Evil, yeah, clearly that wouldn't work, Bloom and Doom, which made it so far into development that it had its own logo, and you know, it's not that bad of a name, I could see it working. Zombotany, sure, but preferably, no. Lawn of the Dead. There's a whole list with considered names for the game. PopCap just couldn't make up their minds, even though the right choice was right there, ever since the beginning. Plants vs Zombies finally released on Windows and macOS on May 5th, 2009 with positive reactions, but everything leading to the release is so funny, I gotta tell ya. On April 1st, PopCap posted the Zombies on Your Lawn music video onto YouTube. Yes, this was people's first exposure to Plants vs Zombies. And naturally, gamers thought it was an elaborate joke made by PopCap since the video was published on April Fools. But nope, it was an actual game. Everyone got confused and 2 months later we received Peak Gaming. The game was a success upon release and it received various ports across more than 10 platforms in the following years, including the PS3, Nintendo DS, PS Vita and mobile devices. PvZ was one of the classic mobile games next to Angry Birds and Doodle Jump. The PC version is no doubt the definitive edition, but playing PvZ on the palm of your hands was such a vibe. And you know what? It's been years, so let's hop on back into this classic. Yeah, that was expected. Yeah, screw it. I have the game on Steam, so might as well play that version instead. And this one is called the Game of the Year 2010 edition, so you know it's free from all that EA bullshit. But what's the deal with Plants vs Zombies? Plants vs Zombies is a tower defense strategy game where your main goal is to defend your property and your brain from a horde of zombies invading your lawn. But how do you do that? Simple, with the use of sun energy or whatever that is, you can create an army of plants and each one comes with its own shtick. That's the basic pitch of Plants vs Zombies. The first level is pretty simple, just a normal tutorial to give you the inside of the game. Here you unlock the pea shooter. It's the first one you get, but damn it, it's so useful throughout almost the entire game. Believe me, until the roof levels, you won't stop using the pea shooter. It's practically essential. Dumb f***. Why don't you just screw around? After that you unlock the sunflower, which gives you extra sun energy and that makes life so simple. Thank you for existing. Same thing with the pea shooter. You'll be using this one till you finish the game, cause if you don't, you won't make it to the next set of levels. Playing without a sunflower or any other sun-based plants is impossible. Next up is the cherry bomb, a plant that is way too expensive and I always drop it after I have enough plants to fill out the slots. What do? They explode, but the range is so small that it's not worth it. And it costs 150 points. Oh shit. The red eel from Mario 64 who? This is the scariest moment in gaming, but don't worry. We have the walnut. The walnut serves as a tough shield against the zombies, but don't be fooled, the thing dies too and it's sad. This is also when the zombies get a little too creative with their appearances, with the introduction of the conehead zombie, or how I like to call it, F***er. Just die. Finally, what character do I unlock next? Wait, what? One of gaming's most iconic terrorists, Crazy Dave finally makes his first appearance. It's just so cool, you can't get better than this. The shovel has the ability to remove plants. Cool? It's fine, it's a necessary tool that I've used a ton, but come on. I want the new character. God damn! Imagine Wii Bowling, but with explosive walnuts and zombies. I never played Wii Bowling. Alright, finally a new character, the Potato Mine. A classic, a mine that takes a while to activate, but when it does, it explodes. What did you expect? It's fine, not the best out there, but for how cheap it is, automatically makes it better than the cherry bomb. After that you unlock the Snow Pea, a more expensive version of the pea shooter that slows the zombies down. I like this one, by all means it's not a replacement for the pea shooter, and you can form a neat combo between the two. The Chomper is bad. It costs the same as the cherry bomb, but it only eats a zombie at a time. Then you have to wait like 2 minutes to eat another one, and by that time it's already being eaten by the zombies. It sucks. The design is cool though. The repeater is a pea shooter, but it shoots double peas. Pea shooter, you had a good run, but f***. Oh, never mind. During this level you also encounter the Buckethead zombie, an early game zombie that is still a pain in the ass in the endgame. Ooh, a letter plant. Oh no, not my house! After filling your entire yard with pea shooters, we unlock the Puff Shroom, a short-range mushroom that costs absolutely nothing, cause during the night, there's no sun. Alrighty, the night levels. Slightly more difficult than the first set of levels, and even if sun energy doesn't spawn during the night, the sunflower is still a thing. The new plants are all mushrooms. Well, almost, so let's go over them. The Sun Shroom is a cheaper alternative to the sunflower, and in result, you receive less sun energy. But after a few minutes, the Sun Shroom grows and now gives the same quantity as the sunflower. Pretty cool. The Fume Shroom. Oh, what would I do without you? A mushroom that shoots fumes that can pass through the screen doors of the screen door zombies. The Gravebuster is not a mushroom, and all he does is remove the graves. I never saw much utility with this one. The only thing I got from him was extra coins for the plant upgrades. But we'll get into that later. The Hypno Shroom, upon entering contact with the zombie, turns said zombie onto our side, making a great defense against those pesky football zombies. The Scaredy Shroom is one of the worst plants in the game, but damn it, I just keep using it and I don't know why. Oh, I know, it's cause it's cheap, it has an insane range, and has a fast cooldown. But its main drawback is that it gets scared when zombies approach it, and that sucks bad. The next one is the Ice Shroom, and this one is perfect for people who... I don't know, eat ice? It freezes every enemy on screen for a few seconds, and it's a big help when it gets too crowded. Honestly, one of the best shrooms in the game. But if you don't like the Ice Shroom, you can use the Doom Shroom, a slightly more expensive alternative that blows up every visible zombie. That's OP. But it has a huge drawback, and that is leaving a crater you can't plant on. It's not worth the risk, but god damn, this design rocks hard. And that does it for the first set of mushrooms and the night levels. The game's been pretty easy so far, but it gets a little bit more difficult when there's a huge pool in the middle of the lawn. Enter the pool levels. The lily pad is the first plant we unlock, and yeah, you'll be using this one till the end of the pool levels. The lily pad gives you the ability to plant plants on water. The squash is one of the most iconic characters in the PvZ franchise, and it's up next. The squash is simple. It crushes a nearby zombie in one shot, although it's only one use. Great plant nonetheless. The Three-Peater is a personal favorite. Sure, it's expensive as shit, but it shoots peas in 3 rows. What can the cherry bomb do? Pretty fun plant. Don't pass this one up. The Tangle Kelp is literally Tangela from Pokemon. This plant is a direct counter to the dolphin zombies. killing a nearby zombie and drowning them instantly. The jalapeno is one of my favorite and it kills every zombie in a row, burning them alive or dead. I don't know. This one is perfect against the Zomboni, one of the most annoying zombies in the game. How did he get that? These zombies are smart. The Spikeweed has the same functionality, popping tires is great against Zombonis, but aside from that, you won't be using this one that much. The Torchwood. My god, do you want a more underrated plant than this one? It sets every projectile ablaze, giving more damage to the zombies. Pairing this one with the 3-peater is not only my favorite combo, but chaotic as hell. I like the fact that it melts the snow piece projectiles and turns them back into normal. It wasn't a necessary addition, but I appreciate it. The Tallnut is a stronger and bulkier version of the Walnut. This is one of the best defenses in the world. My only gripe with the Tallnut is how expensive he is and the recharge time. And outside of that, it does a job. After one of the best levels in the entire game, we entered the worst levels in PvZ. The fog levels. Fog? I hate fog. How am I supposed to see my legs when I walk on the goddamn fog? PvZ. You had a good run, but...
What's up? I'm Afonso.
How's it going? Gon here. I'm being held on gunpoint because someone arrived a little too late.
Wait, so you're not talking about NFTs?
That was 3 years ago. Nobody talks about NFTs anymore. Look, I'm talking about Plants vs Zombies. Can you help me out? These fog levels are crazy. Okay then. The fog levels suck. They're the same as the pool levels but hard in every possible way. It's during the night so you can have extra sun energy and there is a big ass cloud blocking the view and it only gets worse while you move on. The first plant you unlock is the Seashroom, a variant of the Pushroom that it doesn't require the lily pad, and like the Pushroom, it costs nothing and has the worst range in the game. Honestly, I just skipped this one and stuck with using the Pushroom and the lily pad. Next up is the Plantern, a literal godsend to lighten up the fog. This plant clears half of the fog on the screen and man, I love this plant. It's cute and it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. Plants vs Zombies inflation is crazy. It's crazy. The cactus is one of the worst plants in the game, but you already know that. Its main purpose is to pop the balloon zombies and besides that, it costs more than the pea shooter and gives minimal damage to zombies. Thankfully, you don't need to use this trash anymore cause the blower does that and way more. Not only is it cheaper, it kills the balloon zombies instantly and blows the fog away for a few seconds, making it a way better deal than the cactus. Who am I selling these plants to? Why am I talking about plants from Plants vs Zombies as if they were f***ing pumpkins? Just like our next plant, the pumpkin. An extra protection to your plant of choice. This is basically placing a walnut on top of an existing plant, and the pumpkin is awesome for that. Shout out to the pumpkin. You won't be using the split pea for long. It's a pea shooter with another head pointed sideways. And why did that happen? I have no idea, but he's good against the minor zombies.
And good against your mom!
Dude!
Get out! Well, I live inside a computer now, so no can do!
Listen, Alfonso.
Afonso.
What are your thoughts on the starfruit?
Oh, so you mean the starfruit from the 2009 hit game Plants vs Zombies. The starfruit is generally one of the greatest plants in that game. With the ability of shooting in every direction, it's an amazing alternative to the split pea against the miner zombie. I hate miners!
Thank you. Next. The magnet mushroom is another mushroom that steals every metal object. It includes the bucket of the buckethead zombies and the pogo stick of the pogo stick zombies. After a fairly difficult fight, the zombies finally learn how to climb a house and get to the roof. Enter the roof levels, the final levels of PvZ 1. Scratch where I said about the fog levels, the roof levels are the hardest in the game. Even in my 5th or 6th playthrough, I lost a few times in the roof levels. It's tough. You don't have the lawnmowers to give you a second chance, the zombies are a lot stronger and varied and overall, it's a big chaotic mess. But we like a fun challenge, right? Surprisingly, the first plant you unlock is not a pot, but the cabbage pult. And it makes sense. Be gone are the days of using pea shooters because of the slanted angle of the roof. Pea shooters are useless during these levels, so now we use the cabbage pult. A catapult that works virtually the same way as a pea shooter, but as you can see, a bit different. The pot is a pot, there's no way around it. Let's move on. The kernel pult is the cabbage pult again, but sometimes it throws a literal brick of butter which freezes the zombies for a few seconds. That saved my skin multiple times. The coffee bean is used for the mushrooms to wake them up during the day. See, the mushroom plants can only be used on levels during the night, but with the coffee bean, that's no longer the case. Honestly, why would you use this? For a few exceptions like the magnet shroom, I get it, but for the other plants, there's better alternatives to be used instead of wasting 100 plus sun energy for a plant plus the coffee bean. The garlic is the funniest plant in the game, cause how bad can you smell that the freaking rotten corpse despises it? The umbrella leaf is another that I love, the perfect counter to the catapult zombies and the bungee zombies, just the worst type of zombies. Next up is the marigold, and I know what you're gonna say. That plant is useless, it only drops coins and nothing else! And you'd be correct, but for someone that has completed this game multiple times, the marigold helps a lot in getting the plant upgrades on the Dave shop. But let's pull up the brakes, cause we're not there yet. Our final plant in the main game is the melon pult, just the most overpowered plant in the game. This one is not the last for nothing. The melon pult is a cabbage pult but way more powerful. Buckethead zombies are a breeze with the melon pult. Unfortunately, it costs 300 of sun energy, but I think it's worth it for the most powerful base game plant. And after all that, it happened. The zombies finally learned how to write correctly.
Woo! Woo!
The final boss of Plants vs Zombies is one of the most fun boss battles in all of gaming. Okay, maybe that's an exaggeration. This is easy as f***. Even in my first playthrough and as a small child, this one is very easy, even easier than the previous roof levels with that annoying giant zombie or whatever that thing is. And after finishing the battle, we are greeted with the thing that started it all. Great, we finished Plants vs Zombies. Oh, what's that? Yeah, this one is no surprise, I mentioned it twice a few minutes ago. Crazy Dave's shop is where you spend the coins you've collected throughout the game, and he sells your normal stuff, more slots, a rake cause you can't have a store without it, and plant upgrades, and these are the most important. Plant upgrades are plants that are planted on top of an existing plant, and the first one we have here is the twin sunflower, a sunflower that gives the double of the sun energy. Pretty good, but nothing crazy. The Gatling Pea is an upgrade for the repeater and it just won't stop shooting, I love it! The Gloom Shroom is an upgrade for the Fume Shroom and it's like a fusion between that and the Starfruit, since it shoots in every direction in an insane speed. I like this one, but I think speedrunners like this one more. And I don't know why. The Cattail is the perfect plant design to put on merchandise and blushes. Look at that beautiful smile. This one is an upgrade for the Lily Pad and it shoots spikes that target the zombie until it deaths. So yesterday. Cool. The Winter Melon is my favorite upgrade. So we take the Melon Pult, which already is an extremely powerful plant on its own, and make it stronger and give it the ability to slow zombies down. Unstoppable force right there. The Gold Magnet is just okay. Instead of collecting metal, it collects coins on screen, which isn't difficult to do, but if you are someone who's constantly AFK and need those coins, there you have it, I guess. The Spike Rock is just a powerful spike with 9 out of 10. The Cob Cannon is the last upgrade, and it can be placed on top of 2 Kernel Pults, and it's a giant Cob Cannon that shoots a nuclear corn that causes a massive blow on the zombies. It's very cool, I like the effect and all, but spending 700 sun power in total for a thing that shoots every 5 minutes is a lot, and I don't think it's worth it to use it in more serious missions. But the upgrades are not the only plants on the store. Oh no, we have the Imitator, a completely new plant that doesn't require any plant to be used. Awesome. What does it do? Ah, it imitates other plants. Oh, okay. Besides the extra plants, we have other game modes that honestly, I couldn't care less about. Zen Garden. It's fun during the first minute, don't care to continue. And the extra game modes are actually not that bad. I honestly like that one where in classic PopCap fashion, you spin the slot machine to get plants and sun power. God, I love gambling, even better if it's on a kids game. When PopCap announced Plants vs Zombies 2, I was hyped. A time-traveling gimmick and new plants? Come on, what's better than that? And you had to see my smile fade away after I booted up the game for the first time. The game was more complex than it had to be, the new plants weren't as interesting as the old ones. The game was riddled with ads and the microtransactions. Oh, the microtransactions. We went from buying special plants with in-game currency without any additional cost to buying base plants for $5. What went wrong? Oh, I know what went wrong. EA bought PopCap. The reasons this franchise fell off trace back to EA, and everyone hates them for that. After PvZ2, we actually got some fan favorite games like Garden Warfare 1 and 2. Those games look great and I've only heard good things about them, but honestly, never cared to try them out. And what did we have next? Welcome to Neighborville? That happened? And then there's Plants vs Zombies 3, a game that has been in development hell for more than 5 years and has restarted development so many times it's worrisome. But it doesn't matter if the game is taking so long to come out. I guarantee you, it will have the same problems as PvZ2. One thing you need to know about these guys is that they never learn. The current situation of this franchise is sad. The original Plants vs Zombies is the pinnacle of tower defense games and introduced a bunch of people to that genre. I wanted to talk about this game for how fun it is. This may be one of my favorite games of all time for the multiple complete playthroughs I've done along the years. And no, I don't plan on taking a look in the sequel and the other games, cause honestly I don't have much to say about them. Finding something interesting to say about Battle for Neighborville is like finding a needle in a haystack. It's impossible. Plants vs Zombies 1 marked my childhood and I will always remember it fondly. And after 16 years, I'm still keeping the zombies off my lawn.
You don't have a lawn.
Imagine I have one. Who cares?
Wow, that was one of the most sincere reviews I've ever seen in the past 20 minutes. But don't think it's over yet. Talk about something stupid again, like NFTs or something. And we're gonna have a duel, Goncalus.
Don't worry about it.
Alright, I'm gonna leave, Goncalus. Don't do any funny tricks on me, Goncalus.
How do I turn this off? Oh, damn.